Hi everyone, here again today with Yoga for Shadow Work. My name is Chelsea, and today I wanted to focus on a sequence that is very near and dear to my heart. This week I've been going through a lot of intense emotions, feeling broken and depressed, as well as a little bit anxious about our current situation, as well as my own health concerns. And so what I decided to do this week was form a yoga sequence to help myself, but anyone else that is in the same boat as me, move through difficult emotions, stuck energy that has to do with feeling broken. A lot of times we feel broken maybe because our expectations have not been in alignment with what happens, or maybe we internalize shame and guilt over what is going on in our lives and the lives of others. And in any case, we come away feeling like we are less than, that we are worthless, or that it's our fault that something didn't work the way that we expected and intended. And so to that end, I want to give this offering as a way to help move that trapped energy and those trapped thoughts and emotions from our body, and give us a way to bring them to the surface so that we can choose to work through them consciously and with full awareness, rather than allow them to continue to rule our lives. For this sequence, if you would like props, you're more than welcome to use them. Of course, as always, blankets, pillows, blocks, books, bolsters, whatever you need to feel comfortable and safe in your practice. I'm going to have us begin with a little bit of grounding and a little bit of warm-up, just to kind of get us going into the sequence, and then we will start attempting to move that energy and emotions and thoughts as we progress through this upward lifting sequence. I have us begin by sitting on our mat in easy pose, cross-legged. And if you want, you can put a pillow or a blanket underneath you, and just begin with our hands on our thighs with a straight spine. And I invite you to either close or soften your gaze as you turn your focus inward to your breath. Focusing on our breath as it flows in through our nose, down into our chest, further down into our belly, and feeling it return to the space around us. The purpose of this meditation is to focus on the sensations in our body in this moment, rather than to control our breath. Feeling your breath pairing with your heartbeat, creating the seed of life. Noticing if your breath is slow and deep or if it's rapid and shallow. Anything on this spectrum is valid. And turn your focus to your toes as you slowly lift your attention from them up to your ankles, into your calves, noticing any areas of tension, of stress, through your knees, into your thighs, up through your hips, into your lower back, into your abdomen, higher still into your mid-back and chest, on up into your shoulder blades, your shoulders, your neck, into your jaw, cheeks, eyes, forehead, and finally settling on the crown. Imagine a warm, glowing golden light beginning at your crown and slowly moving its way down your body towards your toes, imbuing all aspects of your body with its calming energy. And then when you've reached down to the very bottom of your body, bring your hands to heart center as we prepare for our warm-up. And when you're ready, I invite you to once again open your eyes or refocus your gaze. I'm going to slowly reach up toward the ceiling as we plant our right hand beside our seat, extending the left arm over to the right side. Extending arms back overhead as we plant the left hand on the ground beside our hips, right arm extended over toward the side of the room. Giving your body time to open up and waken up. Reaching overhead. This time we're going to side twist, bringing right hand behind right hip, left hand on right thigh, and gently twisting your spine so that you can look toward the side of the room or even over your right shoulder. twist, reaching up toward the ceiling, reversing the twist, left hand behind left hip, right hand on right thigh, left thigh. One last reach overhead as we bring our hands toward the front of the room, drawing them down beside our chest. We're going to pinch the shoulder blades together, broadening the chest. And then we're going to bring the hands together, rounding the spine in seated cat-cows. Lifting and broadening the chest. Rounding the spine. Do a few more of these at your pace. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back to a neutral position, spine neutral. And we slowly bring our hands back down to our thighs. I'm going to draw our chest forward, over to the left, rounding toward the back, over to the right, doing gentle hip circles. After your third hip circle to the left, we'll rotate. Rotating, heading over to the right, back to the end of the room, over to the left, forward. One more time around. And once you've reached the front of your room, bringing your spine up to neutral. Roll the shoulder forward, up and back, drawing the shoulders forward, up and back. One more time. Forward, up, and back. Bring them back, up, and forward, reversing. And one more time. Final warm-up. Bring our hands out in front of us and do wrist circles. First outward. Reverse. And then pause, drawing the hands back down to the seat. If you'd like to grab blocks or other props, feel free. We're going to begin our sequence. I have us begin by laying down on our stomachs, on our mat, with our arms either parallel behind us, forehead resting on the mat, or a blanket. Engaging in crocodile belly breathing. And when you're ready, draw hands to either side of your chest. So we inhale, slowly lifting the head and the chest. Baby cobra. And then releasing back down. Inhale, lifting. Maybe going a little bit higher. And exhaling back down. Inhale. Finding your cobra. Exhaling back down. And this next one, we're going to lift our chest as if we're coming into cobra, but we're going to set our forearms and elbows down in front of us with our fingers outstretched, coming into Sphinx pose. Breathing through the energy of this pose. Sliding the left hand a step forward. We're going to lift the right hand slightly and thread it under our left, allowing us to come into a reclined twist on our bellies. Release the needle, shifting right hand forward, raising left hand, threading under, reversing your threaded needle. When you're feeling like you're broken or depressed, a lot of times it's really difficult to move, even baby steps, because it feels too overwhelming. And release, coming back into Sphinx. And it's through little movements, tiny baby steps, that we gain momentum to feel our emotions, work through our thoughts, move stuck or trapped energy, revealing the messages within. Drawing the hands back toward the chest in Cobra as we slowly melt down to the mat. We're going to tuck our toes, slowly lifting our chest as we draw our hips back, widening our legs, floating down into child's pose. Making sure to accommodate your body and what your child's pose looks like. No two poses are the same for any two people. Lift the hips, tuck the toes, lifting hips, coming into downward facing dog. Feeling the difference of your downward facing dog compared to being on the floor. And slowly shift our gaze and our weight, looking between our hands. Feel free to bring your knees down, untuck your toes as we slowly shift down, coming back down, preparing for Cobra. Because a lot of times we get enough momentum to pick ourselves up for a tiny moment, but then something happens that can cause us to spiral back down into the same thoughts, feelings, emotions, and energies that we were previously in. It's all about baby steps. Progress is not a straight line. It's circular. And inhale, drawing up into Cobra. Exhaling back down. Inhale, lifting Cobra. Exhaling back down. One more time. Inhale, lifting for Cobra. Exhaling back down. Tucking the toes. We're going to lift, shifting our weight back, opening our stance, adjusting for child's pose. As we begin to rise again, slowly, with patience for ourselves. Inhale, lifting as we tuck our toes, arriving in downward facing dog. Taking a moment to find your pose. Adjust your stance. Awaken the lower part of your body. Lower half is all about foundations and stability, safety and security, and sometimes it needs to be awakened to help give you support, especially when you're dealing with emotions such as these. Inhale, shifting our weight, looking between our hands as we slowly step to the top of our mat, arriving in forward fold, allowing your upper body to melt into this pose, feeling the strength of your legs underneath you, holding you up, giving you support. Bringing hands to the back of the thighs. We're going to slowly bend the knees just a tiny bit, extending and elongating the spine, coming into half lift as we explore the building blocks and the tiny baby steps from our forward fold standing position, and then releasing back down into forward fold. Giving ourselves time and patience and grace to move at our pace, move through everything that we are going through in our life in this moment. We're going to slowly reaching up toward the ceiling, rounding the spine, reverse swan dive, lifting up, reaching up toward the sky, and drawing hands down to heart center as we open our hands, arriving in mountain pose. Feeling the support and strength that our body gives us as we work through everything that may be trapped within us, that we may be feeling and experiencing right now. Slowly reaching up toward the ceiling, hands together, small back bend as we slowly melt down back into forward fold. Hands on the back of the thighs, elongating the spine, half lift. Releasing down, forward fold. Reaching arms up overhead. Drawing down, hands to heart center. Every baby step may not feel like a big success. And it may not feel like you're getting enough momentum to move forward. But when you add up all those little baby steps, you'll find that you've slowly over time moved through the energy, picked yourself up from your lowest point, and started moving forward at your time and at your pace. Releasing the hands down into mountain. Bring our feet slightly together, stepping in just a little bit. If you had a wider stance, we're going to lift the hands overhead as we step the right foot back at a 45-degree angle. Shifting our weight forward on our right, squaring hips forward, coming into warrior one. And drawing hands together, bringing them down toward heart center. Feeling the energy moving upwards, bringing the root of your thoughts about feeling broken or maybe feeling like an imposter to the foreground. As we open our hands out in front of us on either side of our chest, and slowly push the energy up and through. And drawing the hands back. And one more time, pushing the energy through, allowing it to come to your awareness. And drawing the hands back. Hands to heart center, reaching up, opening into warrior one once more. And stepping the right foot forward, slight bend, hands to heart center, drawing back down, opening up into mountain. Feeling that energy moving up from your root through the sacral to solar plexus. Lift hands Up overhead, stepping left foot back, 45-degree angle, hips square. Coming into Warrior One on the other side. Sitting with the pose. Feeling those thoughts and energy and emotions metabolizing in your solar plexus, preparing for the rest of the journey toward your third eye and crown, where you can look at them objectively and without attachment or judgment. Drawing hands together down toward heart center. Opening the hands, broadening the chest as we slowly push the energy further up to the heart chakra. Drawing back, pushing once more to the throat chakra so that we can voice our pain and our shadows. Drawing our hands back to center, lifting up Warrior One. Stepping left leg forward, small bend, hands to heart center, releasing mountain. Helping that energy move through the heart, journeys into your higher chakras. Inhale, lift. Stepping right foot back, Warrior One. We're going to draw and bring our hands out wide, slightly behind us, as we move the energy, the thoughts and feelings up to our third eye, allowing our intuition to register them, to find the messages for us that will be incorporated into Shavasana. Lifting arms overhead. Warrior One. Stepping up. Small bend. Hands to heart center. One final time. Lifting up. Stepping left foot back. Drawing the arms down, out wide, slightly behind you. Leading with your chest. Feeling the shadows move higher to the crown chakra so that the wisdom and messages that you've received in your third eye can be incorporated with any downloads that come in from the divine, from the universe and the cosmos. Reaching the arms overhead one final time, stepping forward, drawing hands to heart center, opening up into mountain. Taking a moment to feel the final movement of those thoughts, feelings, emotions, and energies up through your third eye into your crown chakra as we prepare for Shavasana. That allows us to incorporate the wisdom, the messages, and the shadows and their roots into our consciousness so that we can potentially work through them objectively, without attachment and without judgment or shame. And when you're ready, I invite you to find your version of Shavasana, whether that is laying on your back, laying on your right side, or if you would prefer, you can take your Shavasana sitting in easy pose. As we settle in, I invite you one last time to either close or soften your gaze, focusing in on your breath. And when you're comfortable, begin by focusing on your root chakra, down at the base of your spine. Listening for any messages or wisdom about your feelings, thoughts, and the energies around feeling broken or like an imposter. Listening for the roots of those thoughts. And then moving and drawing your attention to the messages coming from your sacral, located around just under your belly button, and listening for the deeper emotions attached to those feelings and energies and thoughts coming from the root. Drawing up further to the solar plexus, listening for what specifically is holding you back, and where you're stuck in those emotions and thoughts. Drawing the energy higher to the heart chakra, giving yourself love, compassion, grace, and forgiveness for having these shadows. There is nothing shameful in feeling this way. Pushing the energy higher to your throat chakra. Allowing yourself to voice a single word connected to these feelings. Giving yourself permission to speak the words. Pushing the energy higher to the third eye, listening for the deeper messages. Listening for a single word or phrase that these thoughts and feelings and energies have to give to you. Pushing it further still up to the crown and giving over this energy, these thoughts and feelings and sensations to the cosmos, the universe, the divine, for help and guidance. Allowing its flow to sustain you. And when you're ready, releasing the images and returning to your focus on your breath. Resolving any lasting tension throughout your body. When you're ready, I invite you to find some gentle, small movements in your fingers and toes, wakening the body from its rest. And when you're ready, roll onto your right side as we prepare to re-enter the world. Remembering that while we may feel broken or like an imposter, our emotions are completely valid and real, but they may not represent the authentic truth of the situation. And giving us ourselves forgiveness, grace and compassion to experience whatever feelings and thoughts and energies that come up, while looking at them objectively, without attachment and without judgment or shame for ourselves. And when you're ready, I invite you to meet me at the top of your mat with hands at heart center as we return to the world around us. And take one deep inhale, exhaling with the cleansing breath, sighing out through our mouth collectively, knowing that we are not alone in our world. We're not alone on this process. Inhale and exhaling together. I want to thank you all for coming here today, for working through your journey and your process, making whatever steps you need to make in your time with your effort. The flame and the shadows within me recognize and honor the light and the darkness within you. Namaste. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourself and stay safe.